What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Every now and then you run across a video that just has you speechless because you don't know what to say. You hear something that's just like total bullshit, and you wonder if they actually believe the things that's coming out their mouth. Now, I ran across this video of these two white guys who are supposedly Christian. I swear, these Christian evangelicals, they are the furthest thing away from Christianity. Because Jesus, okay, the mythical character of Jesus that they pretend to worship, would have never said anything that they say, never done anything that they do, wouldn't believe anything that they believe in. As a matter of fact, if Jesus Christ was a real, actual person, he would see these people as the enemy. They would be his op. And I don't know what kind of mental gymnastics these white people got to do to come out their mouths and say these things about black people. Like, I know that, and I've heard this from white people in person who tell me this. I know they grow up in houses where, you know, there's not a lot of love and family connection thing. It's more like the man wants to dominate. He dominates his wife, dominates his kids, and they got to believe what he believes religiously. They got to believe what he believes politically. Like, they're forced to believe these things. They're forced to vote the way the male vote. Like, there's this super heterosexual, toxic there's just a true toxic masculinity within the European American community. I don't know if this goes for Europe. I don't know if they're like that, right? But grown men, all right? Like, I'm going to assume they're older than 21. With all the information in the world, with all this education, you can accidentally learn nowadays. Like, you can accidentally get a associate's degree in anything just by casually watching on accident YouTube and Instagram and TikTok. You can casually get that level of information on pretty much anything you want, or by accident. And it just shocks me how absolutely ignorant these adult white males who are supposedly influencers, meaning they have the capacity to start a YouTube or social media channel. They put money into it. They create businesses. They organize it. I mean, they got all the brain capacity and common sense to set that up, only to say the most ignorant things they can possibly say out their mouth that disqualifies them to be leaders, thought leaders, to be considered taken seriously on any measure by any level of society at all, right? And this just goes to show you how advanced insecurity can possibly be. Like, if you really think about how insecure people are and how they act, this is an advanced form of insecurity. Like, this is jealousy manifested. This is cognitive dissonance manifested into something solid that you can see and hold. You understand? And I don't listen. As a black person, when I hear this, I don't get offended because it's too ignorant for me to get offended. You understand? I'm just shocked that adults would say this. Now, I've heard Nick Fuentes say stuff like this. Now, he's clearly mentally ill, right? He got his little death cult, right? Little incel. They can't get no vagina and shit. And so, you know, they got a lot of testosterone and a lot of stressed outness because they don't get picked, right? I understand that, right? But these guys, relatively attractive looking white men who should be able to get any woman that they want if they had any charisma, right? At all. But having these two grown white men stand together and say the most ignorant things about black people that if they have any level of education, they would know is not true. Regurgitating the same tired ass lines freaking Charlie Kirk was regurgitating. Regurgitating the same, listen, these weird Christian evangelicals, right? Maybe 70 years ago or something, was given one piece of paper. And some really smart white guy in a suit wrote down all the things that he wanted young white men to believe about African Americans and black people in general, right? All the things that they wish were true in order to sow mis and disinformation amongst the white American community so they can act a certain way when they see black people. So they can believe a certain thing when they see black people, right? Social engineering. And that same white piece of paper with at least 10 bullet points that has not been changed yet, that gets repeated by every so-called anti-intellectual Turning Point USA dumbass white dude in a nice blazer, right? That goes on campuses with their anti-intellectual talking points. They repeat the same 10 easily debunkable, in the era of information, easily debunkable information, disinformation, and they just repeat it. They just repeat it as if it was fact, even though a quick Google search will refute everything that they say. As a matter of fact, we're in the age of ChatGPT. ChatGPT, in less than a minute, will debunk every single thing that they say with citations in any format that you need, with examples, time stamps, dates. We are well past some white dude coming online and just willy-nilly spilling out hateful, racist, fake statistics that are half-truths at best in order to manipulate other white people or POCs who want to be white. Well, clearly black people don't believe it. Black people, we're smart enough to know that's not true. We don't even get offended. It's just like odd. It's like, who is this for? Who are you trying to convince? Are you that jealous? Are you that insecure about you, your people, your capabilities, right? Your accomplishments, the things you're capable of doing, that you have to focus on black folks? And when you can't focus on black folks because it's too hot, it may get too hot, because it does get too hot for you guys. Y'all got your hand on the stove and you turn it on. It get too hot, you move over to the next iron of trans. As if the world is filled with 50% trans who are trying to attack you, right? When in fact, all the societies that you guys, you white Christian evangelicals, love and admire and use as an example as white excellence, as European excellence and superiority, all of those societies were super gay. Okay? Super gay. The Greeks, super gay. The Romans, super gay. All of them. And by the way, they were super gay, and all of their accomplishments were taught by Africans. Like what you believe is Greek architecture, all right, which white people look at as Greek architecture, which is emulated in every white Western society around the world, y'all so-called first world nations, okay? That what you call Greek architecture is actually African architecture that Greeks emulated. Pillars and columns and all that, and Colosseums, that's all African architecture, not just Egyptian architecture. But you go further into Africa, that's African consistent architecture that we taught the Greeks, who told you just as much in those same manuscripts and books that you guys pretend like you read and know about, while using that to bolster your culture. And by the way, that's not even your culture. The Greek culture is not your culture. The Spartans, they were super gay, all right? And they owned slaves. They were super gay. And by the way, even though they were super gay, phenotypically, they were closer to Africans than you Europeans. You don't know that because you guys are anti-intellectual. That's why when Gerard Butler, or the actor dude, played Spartacus, people were saying it was a cultural vulture thing. Because there was no barbarian, savage, Anglo-Saxon, nothing, right, in those days doing any of that. The Greeks, they were a mix of brown, European, and African mix. The early Greek cultures were black. And I'm still not taking away the super gayness. Notice that, because I'm objective, all right? But they were super black. They got lighter. It's in the artwork. It's in their writings. We taught the Greeks everything. All they did was take African gods and turned them into their own likeness, like anybody would do. Then the Romans took the Greek gods and turned them into their own likeness. Every single Roman god, every single Greek god or deity are just African gods, repurposed and remaxed to fit the European or the Mediterranean societies. Every one of them. Every single one of them. And every Egyptian god or deity is just an aspect of nature. Just like the Orishas and just like all the other demigods of Africa who represent aspects of nature. Okay? And they also represented actual ancestors that did things of note. And we deify them and add them to aspects of nature based on what it is that they did when they were alive. So African spirituality is still ancestral worship and sun worship and worship of nature and how nature operates within itself and how we manifest ourselves within that nature as spirits having an experience on this planet. All African tradition is that. The Greeks took it as we taught them, as well as all the sciences that you still guys pretend like you guys invented. You guys still want to pretend like you invented any of these sciences, when the Greeks themselves, the greatest Greeks that you guys admire, told you they were students of Africans, not just Egyptians. All right, because y'all know y'all like to separate Egypt from Africa. Y'all, I mean, it's kind of pathetic. At this point, it's pathetic. With all information being said, it's pretty pathetic. All right, the Greeks had no shame because they weren't racist about where they got their information from. They were proud. They looked at Africans as gods and goddesses. They worshiped us the same way you guys worship us now. Y'all just worship us in a toxic way because we stay in your brains rent free. You can't just talk about your white societies and religions without including us as something to go against or something to use in an example. You see, we black people, we don't do that. We appreciate our own culture when we're not brainwashed by you white people. When we detach ourselves from that whiteness and we get back in our frame, we don't worry about what it is you guys are doing internally and within your culture. We don't blame you white people for our actual crimes that we commit within our communities. We blame ourselves and how we act amongst ourselves, right? We do hold ourselves accountable, all right, as a community, because we're communal people. You guys make excuses. And you know what happens when you make excuses? You make excuses and you don't solve the problems that's within your community. You don't solve all the crimes, the crime issue you have in your community, because what you want to do, instead of dealing with those issues within your community, you blame it on black people and trans people. Instead of dealing with the white on white crime that's rampant within your communities, killing off your warrior age, baby making age population, you somehow blame it on trans and black people. Instead of blaming your society and your rich white men in suits for creating a political and social structure that's not conducive for you guys to have babies, for you guys to have any kind of quality of life, you blame it on black people and trans people. Instead of dealing with the rampant commercial drug use that's killing your children and your babies, you want to blame it on brown people, Mexicans and illegal aliens, black people and trans people. Instead of dealing with the rampant gun violence in your community that kills your children that's supposed to be going to school to learn to be better than you, instead of dealing with that, you want to worry about some liberal trans person taking your gun away. Instead of thinking about, damn, maybe we need common sense policies so that our children can go to school and learn to be better than us. You guys destroy your own communities with your violence, your white on white violence you don't address, with your white poverty that you don't address, with your white systems of government that's destroying your communities globally that you don't address, with the wild, crazy, extra shit y'all like to do for fun that kills you on top of all of that. Instead of addressing all that shit that's lowering your population to the point that you guys cannot replace yourselves, you guys want to blame it on trans and black people, when we clearly just be minding our own goddamn business, trying to survive in an environment, a hostile environment that you and your insecurities create for us. And you're mad that within that hostile environment that you created for us on purpose, utilizing the same rhetoric that you're about to hear these two white boys disseminate to each other. I'm not sure if they believe it or they just want other white people to believe it. Either way is the height in the definition of ignorance, right? Because you guys are doing all that, you guys are going like this, and we're still going like this despite. Imagine what would have happened if you guys had a little common sense and everything was all being equal. You guys don't want equality because you don't believe you can compete equally with us. You guys don't have the confidence in yourselves to believe that you can compete on an even playing field. That's what it is. You guys have a historical, ancient admiration for us Africans. This is historic. We've always had the best warriors. We've always exported our warriors to fight all your wars on your behalf, along with the Asians. For thousands of years, we've been the weapon of mass destruction before you guys figured out how to kill people from a distance and then master the art of killing many people at the same time from a distance, like cowards instead of real warriors. You guys don't like even playing fields because you believe you can't compete. So you wanna have favor. And when that favor doesn't benefit you, like the 500 years that you guys had under the systems that your people, your rich white people in suits created, you guys don't have any excuse for why y'all failing in life. Unlike us, we got an excuse because every time we build, here comes a white community that tear it down because they jealous. Here comes a white community that takes some shit away from us because we happen to be living in an institution in which you white people got the power to do that shit. All that shit's changing. All of it's changing. It's over for you guys. Okay? It ain't never coming back. And here's the thing. You lucky we not like you. You see, we'll let you live once you learn how to live for yourself. Black people have no intentions on being like you, on exterminating you. Because if he was like you guys will already be gone. Do you understand? You know we got the power to do it. If we were like you, you would already be gone. We outnumber you, and it doesn't even come close. You already know, and we got the same things you got now, despite the fact that you did everything to keep it from us. You guys are jealous that your pressure on us didn't work. You guys are jealous that you tried to eliminate us biologically, socially. Y'all experimented on us. You tried to genocide us, and the shit just never worked. You know why it didn't work? Because we are the spirit. We are the default. You come from us. We don't come from you. We are the beginning, and we will be the end. And if you want to make it to the end, you need to adjust the way you guys act as a community. Because no one on this planet is going to tolerate your level of ignorance, and no one is going to allow their societies to be affected by your insecurities, by your jealousies, and by your mental illness that seems to be a cultural thing. So anyway, without further ado, because I've been running my mouth, I want you to listen to the height of ignorance with these evangelical Christian white men who I know don't represent all white people. If you're white and you listen to me, you understand what I'm saying, you know I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to these ones that make you look bad. And it's up to you to deal with these ones because no one can tell the difference between you two. And they make you look terrible. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section. This Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach them. I'm out.
Let's say that somebody was coming into our church and they're black, and would they be eligible for membership in our church? Yes, they of course they would. They'd be eligible for membership in our church. But would they be permitted to participate in, embody, and practice what I would call black culture generally in our church? The answer is absolutely not. Why? Because the characteristics that mark black culture as a generalization, in the same way Paul's talking about Cretans on Crete, they are evil, murderous, violent, bestial people. They steal, they kill, they destroy. They are sinful to the core. They have besetting sins that are like fatherlessness, sexual immorality. They molest children at a high rate. All of any criminal statistic that you could look at, almost pretty much without exception, they excel at them. Black culture.
And it's even interesting. I mentioned it before, but like the black guy on TikTok, he was saying, he's like, y'all crazy. Like you're talking about this person like it's mental health. He said, that ain't no mental health. That's a demon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people are seeing that. Like this
Absolutely.
behavior is demonic. To walk up to a white girl,
Either, but yeah,
and to cut her
because
throat
she's white.
because she's white, and be like, yeah, we got that
Yeah,
white girl.
we got that white girl. And when you think about it, you look at that culture and you say, what are the besetting sins and characteristics of it? And then you say, could somebody come in a lawful church membership embodying that culture? No, they have to self-consciously repudiate that culture.
Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. Free Sudan, boycott diamonds and gold. We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan.
Wait. Before you go, for all my subscribers and philanthropists out there, I'm building a solar power community water bowl system in Nigeria. It's going to cost between $5,000 and $6,000. I'm trying to raise money. If you want to participate and help me build this solar power water system, please donate to the Cash App and put solar water in the notes. Solar water in the notes. I'll put PayPal, Stripe, and Zelle. Anyway, thank you. That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out. Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.